Coming up on this edition of SU TV News, faculty oppose stopping a grant.
Students are finding ways to spread warmth.
And in sports, wrestling is once again ranked in the top 25.
This is SU TV News, and it starts now.
Welcome to SU TV News. I'm Adam Kempenik.
And I'm Mariah Stevens. Some NDSU faculty are upset over the president's decision to freeze sex education funds, and they made their voices heard loud and clear.
A rally was held on the NDSU campus earlier this week for those in support of what's called academic freedom. The push for academic freedom comes after NDSU President Dean Brashani froze funds that would have helped launch a sex education program involving Planned Parenthood. Some people are saying that the university's president was facing political pressure when he froze the $1.2 million federal grant. Brashani said that the decision to freeze is a legal one.
In general, I just like to see the conversation. It's good to talk about things like this. I don't think it was not long ago that my mom said anyone can get birth control, anyone can have choices at this point in time. And I think what we're finding here, especially in North Dakota, is that's not true. We still have reservations about what sex education means, what sex means, and who should be having it.
State law says federal funds cannot pass through the state treasury involving an organization that performs, refers, or encourages abortion.
2 North Dakota State University softball players are facing charges. The players attended an initiation party for freshmen where players told police they were forced to take shots of liquor. According to Cass County's news release, Cassidy Soretti is charged with harassment and disorderly conduct. The other player, Alexandra Sobrero, is charged with supplying alcohol to a minor while she was still a part of the team. NDSU has placed suspensions against team members, but due to the lack of evidence, no hazing charges were filed.
A hot topic during this year's legislative session is the matter of funding at North Dakota State University. SUTV's Kayla Reamer looked into the financial situation and what's in the works.
As the legislative session began earlier this year, Governor Jack Dalrymple had been planning a change that would impact North Dakota State University.
The governors had proposed, and he had been studying it for the past year, a new formula for higher education. And in the new formula, what it does is that it equalizes the schools and comes up with an actual cost of per credit rate that is equal within each tier.
The formula breaks down into 3 tiers: research universities, 4-year universities, and 2-year colleges.
And each one of those tiers will now be equal at a cost per credit hour.
The proposed $6.4 million increase would equalize NDSU with the funding per credit hour at UND, although receiving the funding is a ways away.
I believe there's a couple of plans that are out there in regards to the academic roadmap, how those funds would be distributed according to the plans that have already been out there.
And what could the added increase mean for NDSU?
I think it has a huge impact, an exciting impact. For one, is it give the university the opportunity to hire more faculty and to help address the needs and keep the ratios good, the faculty-student ratio.
The bill must pass through both the Senate and the House before an answer will be given in April. Kayla Reamer reporting, SU TV News.
The governor is also proposing a new classroom for NDSU in his executive budget, which will be utilized by all the colleges on NDSU.
NDSU is welcoming a new president and CEO of the NDSU Development Foundation and Alumni Association. Doug Mayo accepted the position, and his job begins on May 1st, replacing Jim Miller, who recently retired. Mayo is currently a vice president at Minnesota State University Mankato. President Dean Brashani said his leadership will be instrumental in NDSU's future.
Find out how people are reacting to the early flu outbreak coming up next on SU TV News after we take a look at this week's 7-day forecast.
Watch SU TV News on Cable 1. Produced by students of Bison Information Network, we promise to bring you all the latest news and sports from the campus of North Dakota State University. Watch SU TV News on Cable 1 Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Stop and Go.
Hey, I'm Alex.
I'm Austin.
And I'm here to tell you about 15 on 15.
It means MapBus arrives every 15 minutes on Route 15. From downtown
to around town. Find out more about 15 on 15 at mapbus.com.
Check it out on Facebook and Twitter. Keyword MapBus.
It's so fast and convenient.
There are way more than 15 reasons to check out 15 on 15.
I ride MapBus.
And I ride MapBus.
And you should too.
SU TV News is brought to you by Stop and Go. Stop and Go. We're always there.
Welcome back. There is no doubt that the cold and flu season is here, but this year may be worse than recent years, and it's just the beginning.
This has students and faculty worried at North Dakota State University. SUTV's Heidi Hagberg has the story.
One of the earliest and widespread flu seasons is among us. 41 states have reported a widespread outbreak, including North Dakota and Minnesota, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention.
I haven't taken any new precautions other than normal. I guess I've been pretty unaware of what's going on.
I was really worried about the recent flu outbreak because I work with children and I am on campus all day and I am exposed to tons of different people who might potentially have the flu.
Students across campus are beginning to realize the risks and their vulnerability of contracting the flu this year, so they are taking extra precautions.
I suppose the main one is just, simple. Wash your hands. Hand sanitizer. I always carry some in my backpack and my purse. I'm always just using it constantly, and it smells good, so it's a little perk.
I take a lot of vitamin C and a lot of different vitamins.
According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, nearly 130 million flu vaccines were distributed this year. The vaccine is still available, so contact NDSU Student Health Services or your area pharmacy to get yours today.
I haven't gotten my flu shot, and I don't think that's why necessarily I got sick.
The CDC has reported that there have been 66 flu-related deaths in Minnesota and North Dakota combined. Students need to take extra precautions in order to stay healthy, including receiving their flu shot and staying home if you're feeling ill. This is Heidi Hagberg reporting for SU TV News.
People of a high risk of the flu are children, pregnant women, the elderly, and anybody with a weakened immune system. It's important to receive your flu shot well before you feel flu symptoms.
It has students standing in line for over 20 minutes. North Dakota State University students are taking a deep breath and trying a new workout. SUTV's Nicole Johnson has the story.
NDSU's Wallman Wellness Center always seems to be busy, but one group exercise class is taking center stage.
Yoga used to be kind of the thing where maybe 10, 15 people went. Now we're actually running out of passes 15 minutes before the class even starts.
Students line up early to make sure they got a spot. Due to the fire safety code, there's a limit on how many people can attend.
You should definitely get here at least 20 minutes before the class starts. I mean, we start handing out passes 15 minutes before, so, and they just go like that, you know.
Reach those arms up. This time as we exhale.
And we get people sneaking in anyways.
Yoga may seem like a trend, but yoga has many benefits.
It fulfills that, I don't want to say spiritual wellness, but you feel so good after it's over when you're doing that dead body pose, and it's like, wow, that was perfect.
The Wellness Center offers a variety of other classes, including Zumba, cycling, boot camp, and many more. But staff at the Wellness Center say those classes rarely fill up.
And I think it's really catching a lot of people.
Nicole Johnson reporting, SU TV News.
Power yoga, something about it.
Yoga is not only practiced in the gym. New York Times reports prisons are starting yoga classes to help prisoners deal with the stress of a crowded space.
Up next, we'll take a look at how NDSU students are giving the gift of warmth. This and more after this week's campus calendar.
Jitters is your home for quality coffee drinks. Whether you crave an espresso, iced coffee, mocha, or macchiato, Jitters has just what you need. Now featuring breakfast foods like caramel rolls, bagels, and more, be sure to get your day started right. Located on 12th Avenue North, Jitters has a friendly, relaxed atmosphere with Wi-Fi capability to get all of your studying done on time. Get your fix, only at Jitters.
Watch SU TV News on Cable One. Produced by students of Bison Information Network, we promise to bring you all the latest news and sports from the campus of North Dakota State University. Watch SU TV News on Cable One Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Stop and Go.
Hey, I'm Alex.
I'm Austin.
And I'm here to tell you about 15 on 15.
It means MapBus arrives every 15 minutes on Route 15, from downtown
to around town. Find out more about 15 on 15 at mapbus.com.
Check it out on Facebook and Twitter, keyword MapBus.
It's so fast and convenient.
There are way more than 15 reasons to check out 15 on 15.
I ride MapBus.
And I ride MapBus.
And you should too.
Welcome back. Well, many people think of trending as something on Twitter. The trend at NDSU is a Facebook group called Overheard at NDSU.
But at the end of this year, this group faces a dilemma. SUTV's Jared Mendenwald has more.
With nearly 8,000 likes on Facebook, Overheard at NDSU has become the most popular Facebook group on the NDSU campus.
It's more of just a way to, relax between classes or whatever. You're getting tired in class, throw up Overheard and have a quick laugh and get back to it maybe, I don't know. I mean, clearly it's pretty popular. It's getting close to 10,000 now. I think within the year it'll probably hit 10,000, which is insane.
Majority of students like this website because of the shared experience it provides for NDSU students.
I think it's popular because other people tell others about it and they find it interesting about what they say about it, so they want to become part of it.
Cortland began the site 4 years ago.
For the first night that we made it, it was 100 people, and we freaked out. At the time, 100 people was a lot, but now it's up to 10. We're getting close to 10,000. I mean, the undergraduate population is about 14,000, so if we hit that someday, that'd be incredible.
Cortland graduates this year and is looking to give up the responsibility of admin to the page.
And I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it at this point. I have my younger brother is a freshman here. I've thought about giving it to him. I'm in a fraternity, they have a webmaster. I've thought about just putting it under the duties of that. So I'm not sure.
Cortland is hopeful the site will continue. Jared Mendenwald reporting, SUTV News.
With posts ranging from funny or inappropriate to crazy on-campus antics performed by students, Overheard at NDSU has provided a pastime for many students.
NDSU students warmed the hearts of many by creating something to give to charity. SUTV's Nate Manning looked into the story.
NDSU's campus attractions hosted a blanket making event where the finished blankets would be donated. To them, it was a great use of time.
It's good to give back to the community, and during service week, we're also a student-run organization, so it's good for us to give back to the university and everyone around it and give people on campus opportunities to volunteer.
The finished blankets are soon to be brought to various drop-off sites through a program called Project Linus. Project Linus is a charity that donates blankets to young children. It's a cause that has tons of positives in students' eyes.
You know, we get a chance to just get together and we get to chat and hang out and we're having fun, but at the same time, we're doing something that's really going to make a difference in someone's life. And so I mean, why not? Why not spend our time doing this? It's great.
Fargo and Eastern North Dakota make up the only chapter in North Dakota for Project Linus. But with each state having at least one chapter, Project Linus continues to grow as well as give everybody a reason to participate.
It only takes maybe 20 minutes for me to make one of these blankets, and this can easily keep a kid warm for a couple months to a year. So for me, it's really just knowing that I can give a little bit of my time to make a big difference for someone else.
Nate Manning reporting, SUTV News.
The Fargo Eastern North Dakota chapter has donated almost 14,000 blankets since 2006.
For 3 straight years, Fargo-Moorhead residents sandbagged to ward off the inevitable flood. Spring 2012 provided a much-needed break, and it looks like that relief will continue this season. According to the National Weather Service, the Fargo-Moorhead area has a mere 6% chance of major flooding, which would require river levels to reach 30 feet. The city has a variety of measures to protect citizens from flooding, including earth and HESCO levees, so sandbagging might not be necessary. The flooding record was reached in 2009 with a crest of 40.8 feet, damages totaling nearly $8 million. The highest expected crest this year is 17.5 feet.
Well, many students are really excited about the Super Bowl coming up, even though their favorite teams failed to mix their way in.
This week for Sidewalk Stampede, we stirred up what students' favorite parts of the Super Bowl are.
My favorite part of the Super Bowl is the 3 F's: family, friends, and food. Wings, pizza, everything.
I would definitely have to say probably watching the commercials in between and making fun of my brother because he's really into it. That's just fun to me to poke and prod and make fun of him. So.
My favorite part about Super Bowl is just like the friends that you have around, and of course the food. Can't ever get on like the pizza and the wings and whatever for that. Or like if you go out to B-dubs and everyone's like super crazy about it. That's my favorite part about Super Bowl.
Sports anchor Jake Cheetah. Now, Jake, we have 2 really interesting teams going into the Super Bowl here. What are your predictions?
Both teams have very strong defenses. Both teams have offenses that can go off for a lot of points. Both teams are coached by a Harbaugh brother, so it's going to be a huge game. Speaking of big games, NDSU traveled down to Brookings over the weekend to take on rival South Dakota State. We'll have a recap of this game and more when we come back with SUTV Sports.
Jitters is your home for quality coffee drinks. Whether you crave an espresso, iced coffee, mocha, or macchiato, Jitters has just what you need. Now featuring breakfast foods like caramel rolls, bagels, and more, be sure to get your day started right. Located on 12th Avenue North, Jitters has a friendly, relaxed atmosphere with Wi-Fi capability to get all of your studying done on time. Get your fix only at Jitters.
Watch SU TV News on Cable One. Produced by students of Bison Information Network, we promise to bring you all the latest news and sports from the campus of North Dakota State University. Watch SU TV News on Cable One Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Stop and Go.
We're Force fans because we love coming to the games. It's very affordable and the whole family enjoys it.
We're Force fans because we enjoy coming to the Force games. It gives us something to do and look forward to every week.
This is Force Hockey.
Welcome back. After beating the Jackrabbits over Christmas break at home, the NDSU men's basketball team traveled to Brookings to play SDSU for the series season finale. This one will be a game of two completely different halves. Down in Brookings, NDSU would get off to a fast start in the first half. Trayvon Wright hits a three and gets NDSU up early. On the next Jackrabbits possession, Nate Walters would answer. Very back and forth first half. Later on in the first, Trayvon's at it again. This time he gets a monster jam. He had 16 points on the game. The next Bison possession, Corey Brown gets in on the action. He gets a jam of his own. Back-to-back Bison possessions with rim rattlers. Right before the half, Nate Walters is at it again. He hits a three to cut NDSU's lead to just 6. In the second half, Wright will make a nice move, and he finds Felt in the corner for 3, puts the Bison up by 7. From that point on, it was all SDSU. Tony Fegan hits a jumper here. He had 14 points on the game. This started a 17-0 run for SDSU. In transition, Walters finds Braden Carlson. He gets the bucket and the foul. The Jackrabbits keep pulling away. Late in the second half, Chad White finds Walters in the corner for 3. He had 26 points on the game to lead all scorers as SDSU defeated NDSU 69-53. Trayvon Wright went down in the game with injury.
Obviously, second half, didn't shoot the ball well enough, and I think that led to some of our defensive problems as well. It allowed them to get out in the open court.
The Bison will conclude their weekend homestand with a game against the University of South Dakota, who sits at 5th in the Summit League. Bison wrestling team had a very successful weekend to start off their Western Wrestling Conference season. On Sunday, NDSU conquered defeating conference champion Wyoming to improve their record to 2-0 in the WWC and vault them into the top 25 for the second time this season. This was only the second conference loss in 26 duels for Wyoming under head coach Mark Branch. The Bison overcame a loss by number 6 ranked Trent Sprinkle, who lost back-to-back matches over the weekend. Stephen Monk, also ranked number 6, pinned his opponent to stay undefeated.
Our guys picked up on it and were able to see that he was a bit disappointed and upset with his performance over the weekend. And you know, I think they came back in a big way to support Trent and go out there and continue to wrestle hard.
Our schedule is a grueling one, and we aren't happy losing to those bigger teams, but it produces results. I mean, we want to see the best competition in the country.
The Bison start a 3-duel homestand as they take on non-conference opponent University of Northern Iowa this Sunday. The duel begins at 2 p.m. in the Bison Sports Arena. The Bison men's club hockey team will take a 3-game winning streak into their 3rd and final homestand against rival St. Cloud State in a 2-game series this weekend. NDSU will host the first game at John E. Carlson Coliseum Friday night and will travel to Wahpeton, North Dakota to play at Stearns Ice Arena on Saturday.
Being the last home series means a lot. We got to end our home series. It's a big rivalry. It's always.
The Bison will end their season on the road with matches against Central Oklahoma and Iowa State. Phil Mickelson's birdie putt on the 18th hole of the Scottsdale Open lipped out to rob him of a 12-under 59. Mickelson would have only been the 6th golfer in PGA history to shoot a sub-60 game. Instead, Mickelson settled for a course record 60 and a 4-shot lead going into day 2. Mickelson off to a strong start this weekend. Last weekend, Tiger Woods got his 75th PGA Tour victory. The top two guys, used to be top two guys in the world, are back at it again.
Top two guys in national or international golf, I should say, but even the top two here on campus too. Men's golf and women's golf ranked 1 and 2 in the preseason Summit League standings.
NDSU takes steps to bridge a technology gap on campus. This when we return.
This is Sarah Hunter, Career Specialist with the NDSU Career Center. While our past career fairs have only been 1 day in the spring, this Career Expo is actually 2 days long. It gives students the chance to find opportunities in not just a couple, but many different majors.
My name is Jamie and I'm a senior at NDSU. I'm going to the Career Expo because I think it's a great opportunity to network. I also graduate in May, so this is perfect timing for me to find a job.
The number one tip I have for students as a career specialist is get started right away. Don't wait to prepare. Make sure you start preparing by coming into the Career Center, getting your resume critiqued, doing your research on the companies, and really getting mentally prepared for the Career Expo.
We're Force fans because we love coming to the games. It's very affordable and the whole family enjoys it.
We're Forest fans because we enjoy coming to the Forest games. It gives us something to do and look forward to every week.
This is Force Hockey.
Watch SU TV News on Cable One. Produced by students of Bison Information Network, we promise to bring you all the latest news and sports from the campus of North Dakota State University. Watch SU TV News on Cable One Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Stop and Go.
Welcome back. Classrooms at NDSU are different shapes and sizes, but something you might not think about is the technology in each room. Information Technology Services at NDSU currently supports over 1,000 computers around campus, and they include nearly 100 instrumented classroom systems, 40 multimedia card systems, 54 GoPrint release stations, and about 250 departmental lab systems. But some classrooms didn't have any of this technology.
The main reason that all of the classrooms aren't fully instrumented is just a funding issue. So we're slowly, every year, trying to add to the number of classrooms that have the technology in there. So
a new training room will be opening soon in the IAC, equipped with multimedia technology. The room is walk-in friendly and even has a studio to record audio. Thank you for watching this edition of SU TV News.
Be sure to pick up a copy of The Spectrum and check us out on Facebook or Twitter.
We leave you with a view from the SU TV studio of Monday night's snowstorm and NDSU power outage. Have a great night.